Xiaoji is a makeup artist at a funeral home. A really tough job where he has to do makeup for dozens of deceased individuals every day. It's hard to feel at ease with such a task. However, in this bustling city, even a small 80 square meter house in Xiaoji's rural area costs around 3,000 yuan per month, which is not affordable for ordinary people. Life doesn't give Xiaoji a chance to explain, so he reluctantly chooses this profession. Although the salary is high, Xiaoji has been feeling uneasy lately, sensing that something is about to happen. One night, after finishing his last task, Xiaoji was about to take a shower with his colleagues before heading home. Suddenly, a couple entered the funeral home and requested immediate makeup for their daughter, as they needed to hold a memorial service the next day. Hearing about another task, Xiaoji and his colleagues were not pleased, showing their discontent as working overtime without extra pay is common in their workplace. However, since the couple had arrived and paid, they couldn't refuse and had to accept it. As the leader of the makeup team, Xiaoji had to step up in such situations. Xiaoji gestured to the other employees to leave normally, and they were happy and admiring of Xiaoji's character. Seeing the staff gradually leaving, Xiaoji turned to change into his work clothes. Just as he was about to enter the makeup room, he heard a voice behind him. "Leader, it's tough for you to work alone, especially this late at night. It must be uncomfortable for you." Startled, Xiaoji turned around to see a female colleague who had always liked him, named Deng Qiqi, also known as Xiaoqi. Xiaoji was touched that Xiaoqi was willing to accompany him at such a late hour. Normally quiet, Xiaoqi's unexpected support was heartwarming. "Let's go." Xiaoji nodded and entered the makeup room. By then, the other staff had already pushed the deceased body into the room. Xiaoji gently lifted the white cloth covering the deceased's head, only to be shocked by what he saw. The woman's body was stiff and frozen, with the blood on the right side of her face already congealed, presenting a horrifying sight. Xiaoji had to use tools to thaw the body, and after thawing, Xiaoqi handed him cotton to gently wipe away the blood from the woman's face. Upon finishing, Xiaoji and Xiaoqi were taken aback when they saw that parts of the woman's right face had sunken, indicating damage suffered at the time of death. Despite encountering such situations before, it was still eerie to deal with it late at night. Xiaoji used plaster and other materials to address the sunken parts of the woman's face, with Xiaoqi assisting him to the best of her ability. After cleaning the face, Xiaoji started the makeup process and realized the deceased appeared to be a beautiful young girl. The mystery of how such a beautiful girl had died suddenly with significant facial trauma puzzled Xiaoji. With various doubts in mind, Xiaoji continued with the makeup. When he reached the right ear of the deceased, he noticed a row of tiny words on the earlobe. Out of curiosity, Xiaoji called Xiaoqi over, and they both puzzled over the small words, too tiny to read with the naked eye. Xiaoji picked up a magnifying glass and read aloud, "I won't let him get away with it." After reading it, fear finally showed on Xiaoji's face and Xiaoqi screamed. They exchanged a glance and decided not to tell anyone about this matter for the time being.